Hey, it's Ben Davis. Getting ready to go out tonight to Lava at Turning Stone Resort and Casino. It's one of the biggest and nicest nightclubs here in New York State. I'm going to be meeting my good friend Djay 360, and we're going to be taking a look at the new Typhoon by Vestax. This is a great MIDI controller for a tractor. It's also an audio interface. So all I need to do a set tonight is bring my Typhoon, of course bring my laptop, don't forget your headphones. So I'll get this in my DJ bag, pack it up, get ready to go, and we'll go make some music tonight. So we'll see you there. So here we are at Lava. I'm going to see if I can find Djay 360 and see if he wants to check out the Vestax Typhoon. And there's the man of the hour, Djay 360 in the house. You ready to check out the Vestax Typhoon?
Definitely, let's go.
All right, man, here we go. Okay, so here we are. Basically, I walked into this club with one bag. Took out my Vestax Typhoon, which you see here. I've got my Dell laptop, which you see here. We have one plug that goes from there to there. So what else do we got to do to get this thing up and running and making some noise?
Well, that's a beautiful thing. We're just going to take the main out.
So the Vestax Typhoon is also an audio interface, so we don't need any additional connections. So this is the audio out into the Lava sound system. Next.
And then all we need is a USB cable.
USB cable, as here. So we're going to take the USB out of the Typhoon. Simply put that into the USB input on my Dell. Cool. Now let's go ahead and launch Tractor, and it should be on the desktop there. Here we go. Tractor's looking. Alright. Let's see if we can put a song in and see if we can actually make some audio happen in, what was that, less than about 35 seconds. When you take a look at the Typhoon is the polycarbonate top panel. And of course we've got the touch sensor jog wheels. These things feel phenomenal, and they also give you a lot of visual feedback by changing colors depending upon how hard you're actually pressing down on them. It's pretty cool. The back is pretty simple. You've got your master out, you've got your jog wheel sensitivity controls, and you've got your USB connection. The front is pretty basic. You've got your headphone jack with your volume control and your mic input with your gain control. The first button we should look at is Song List. Sometimes if you have 4 decks set up on your screen, you don't have a lot of real estate to look at your browser. So you hit this, and there you can see a good number of songs that you've got queued up and ready to play. Now if I want to select a song and load it into my decks, I simply use these up-down buttons here in the middle of the Typhoon. I can select a song, load into deck 1, perfect. I can select another song, scrolling down, load this one into deck B, and I'm ready to go. So I can use a dynamic jog wheel here, and I can find a good point to start my track. Start in here, hit play, and off I go. Now on either side of the Typhoon we have our tempo controls, and these work just as you'd expect on a CD player or turntable. Push it up to slow it down, push it down to speed it up. And there's an indent in the middle here, so you always know right where you are, so it's going to be the correct speed. So then we also can hit sync if we want it to beat match automatically to another track, and we can also adjust its placement using the minus and plus keys. Now the other thing I can look at is loop set. We can find a good loop in point. And now I can reduce my loop. You can play around with it just as you would a CD player. This is a lot of fun, and this is how you really want to set up a good mix. You're going to set up lots of loop points and cue points when you're especially in 4-deck mode, having a lot of different things going on. So now I can also go in here and I can select my effects. Got a big build here. I can control my dry and wet of my flanger there on my effects 1, and then take it out. Now the other thing I have control over is my EQs, my low, mids, and highs. And again, these all have indents in the middle, so I know exactly where the midpoint is on the slider here. Now, the other thing I can do is I can go ahead and hit the filter button here, and I can treat this jog wheel as a high pass and low pass filter. Pretty cool. So now I want to maybe bring in another track, so I'm going to try to figure out where the start of my next track should be. So I want to hit this button, so I'm monitoring in my headphones my preview mix, and I can figure out right where a good cue point is for this. Hit cue, and I'm ready to start this one up at the next point where I want to bring this track in. So I just hit sync on there just to make sure that I'm dialed in and everything's going to match up, but I could also just as easily use my tempo control to make sure it's working. So pretty simple. The beautiful thing about this is it's a very elegant setup. It doesn't control every function in Tractor, but it controls most of the functions that I really want to get my hands on in a given set. And I really like that. So basically right out of the box you load a TSI and it matches up perfectly the way that you'd want to use it in a Tractor environment. But of course, since it's only sending MIDI information, you could use this with other DJ programs as well. And one thing I like, if you can see this, you push this down, these turn red, so you know that you're giving it a good amount of information on there, spinning things around. So that's a quick overview of Typhoon by Vestax. It's a sophisticated yet easy to use control surface, totally dialed in for Tractor. It's got an audio interface, mic input, it's bus powered, completely portable, and it's only $2.99 MAP. I know we're going to see a lot of these in the clubs. I know I'm going to be carrying mine around. Thanks for watching. We'll see you out there.